What's up, everybody? It's raining here in South Louisiana. Just a boring day. Seeing if anybody want to talk about drones. What's up? What's up? Ronnie Bell, what's up? Hey, I just got bored here. It's been storming all day. What's up? What's up? Ronnie Bell, what's up? No, not too much, Rodney. It's been storming here all day and just about to go crazy here. So SJM Drones, welcome in. Hey, just a little impromptu bull session. Hey, Lauren. Yeah, if anybody wants to come in, I'll post a link here. What's everybody doing? I know how the weather's getting tough across the country. I know we're been raining for about 2 days straight here. Yeah, Lauren, you trade me? Yeah, it's pretty crappy here. You know, next Saturday it shows actually in the teens here with snow, which I don't know about that, but definitely shows 40% chance of rain. I heard Chicago a while ago. I was hearing the news for Chicago. It was saying it's going to be like, I don't know, 0 degrees or -10. Advising people to cover up, wear layers. Of course, you guys know about that. Lauren, how cold is that? -20 Celsius. We're still in the Fahrenheit stage here in the United States. SJM Media, yeah, you'll love that little drone.
What's up?
What's up, Rodney?
Just getting right. I was getting ready to take a nap.
Oh, really?
Yeah, grandpa nap.
Well, I tell you, it's been raining, and man, I done did clothes and clean house and cooked. So I said, man, I'm just gonna see if anybody, wants to bullshit. Really, nothing special.
Hey, why not? I do it during the week sometimes when I come home.
Yeah, and I don't even know if somebody's on. I didn't want to infringe on the time, but I said, well, hey, I text Captain Ray and he didn't answer me, but we do our little show.
You don't want him on there anyway.
No,
you already do one show with him.
He's already retired. He's got his boat. He went and picked his boat up, had it repainted at the bottom or resurfaced, I think. So he might be out.
How dare he buy a boat?
Well, hey. He's retired, what can I say?
Yeah, I was going to say, you think he was retired or something.
But yeah, no, it's crappy, man. The weather is really, it's rained a lot. We've gotten about 4 inches of rain in the past since last night. So
wow.
I had to go let water out the pool and make sure the little ditches are all flowing. You gotta do all that fun stuff when you have a swimming pool. You gotta let water in when it don't rain. You gotta let water out when it storms.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I guess pools are kind of high maintenance, aren't they?
With the salt, we have a saltwater pool, so it's not bad. But
okay.
I had more issue with the rain, and even though I do have an overflow, but what happens is when it storms like really bad here, sometimes it's a vinyl liner. You get water behind the liner, and it pushes the level of the water up. So then you got to let water out. But then when you let water out, then when the water behind the liner gets out, well, your volume of the pool goes down, and 2 days after it rains 6 inches, you got to add water to the pool. So it's crazy.
And instead of adding 6, you probably got to add a foot, right?
Oh man, it'll go down drastically. Yeah. It's crazy. But hey, I've been doing it for 30 years, the little pool we have. So, but
Oh, cool.
I don't know. It just seems like so much building and construction around the flooding. It seems like it gets a lot worse.
Yeah, we've been experiencing a lot of weather related issues on our roads here. They've built so many houses and they didn't put in the proper drainage. So it's beginning to tear up the roads and stuff.
Yeah, that's like here, man. They got so many subdivisions. It's like subdivisions in the 200 to 300 your house range, and there's no additional schools, there's no additional parks. They didn't do anything for sewer. It seems like, so it's really starting to catch up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got the link in the chat if anybody wants to come in. Just goofing off here today, not really talking about anything special. See, somebody just ordered who was that? SJM Media said they ordered a Mini 2 today.
Oh, really? All right. Well, I hear they're pretty good. I don't have one. I opted for the Mavic Air 2 instead of the Mini. So I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah, I don't have the Air 2. I did get because I had just bought I think I bought that Xeno 2, and I had the FEMI, and so I did get the Mini 2. So I'm gonna sell. I sold the FEMI. I'm gonna get rid of that Xeno 2 probably, and that way I'll have get the Air 2 because from what I hear, it's just the best one to have. So,
well, I like it. I still have to get up off my lazy backside and figure out how to do a live stream with it. But because I would love to be able to use that Zoom function to do a sunrise with.
Yeah. But I think it's is that what Dennis does his live stream with that Mini the Air 2, or does he?
He has a Mavic Air Focus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his Mavic Air is Focus, or Zoom. It uses the Mavic Zoom. That's what I'm trying to say. It kind of helps if you know what you're talking about, but obviously I don't. So, he uses a now. I think he has a Mini. I don't think he has an Air 2, but I do think he has a Mini.
I'm not sure. I know he went down to fly with Catherine Ray. I guess he brought that Zoom because he did a live stream while he was there.
Right. Yeah.
And he's coming down to Sebastian on the 20th, I believe. He's going back.
Yeah. So am I.
You all going? Okay. Yeah. I actually got a real estate closing the day before that, so I'm trying to get that thing pushed up because I got a friend that he's not interested in drones, but he said, hey, I was telling him about it. He said, well, if we ride the Harleys down there, he said, I'll go with you. So we're thinking about taking the bikes if the weather's good. If not, I'll have to drive.
Yeah. Hey, Michael Blade's in the house.
Yeah, Michael. Jerry Bauer.
Jerry Bauer.
Janice, RC drone pilot. Welcome in. I don't know if she's in England there, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, Steve is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's there. And hey, welcome in. If anybody wants to pop in, you're welcome to. We just goofing off here on a rainy Saturday afternoon. I think I'm done and everything and in a house I need to do. So
eat your heart out, Johnny.
Yeah, I hear you. That's okay. That's okay. It'll be raining there one day.
Well, actually, it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I may not even. In fact, tomorrow's supposed to be a wintry mix. Is what we're calling. Yeah. That's where it's snow and rain and whatever.
Well, hey, you know what? This time of year, you expect some. Actually, probably for about the last 10 days, we've had. Probably it was cold in the morning, but we had temperature reach up in the mid 60s, almost 70 a couple of days. So
yeah, well, that's that Florida weather for you.
Yeah, well, I'm in Louisiana.
Oh, you're in Louisiana.
Oh yeah, I'm 700
Florida.
No, I'm 750 miles. I'm 750 miles from from Sebastian there.
Oh wow, well that's going to be quite a bike ride then, huh?
Yeah. But we've done it. This guy that actually I went, we left here, I guess it was about 4 years ago. We went out 10, went all the way to Los Angeles, rode up Highway 1 to Seattle, and then come back through Yellowstone.
Wow.
16 days, about 6,400 miles.
Now, that's what you need to do when you're retired.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
well, it's it was fun, and you know what? We didn't have one day of rain, so hey, we that was incredible.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's a good ride.
We've been to Sturgis about 4 times. Rode to Key West. Been to New York, up all the way up into Canada, right there by the what's the falls? Shoot, what am I trying to say? Yes, Niagara.
Niagara Falls. Yeah,
so we've been from Seattle to Los Angeles to Key West to Seattle. You know, all 4 corners pretty much.
You know Ron Lockwood, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he lives right up there by Sturgis.
He does, yeah.
So,
somebody was Captain Ray. Somebody was talking about, maybe on your show, about Mount Rushmore. Man, that's just, when you ride in a Mount Rushmore on a motorcycle, it's just incredible.
Yeah. Well, you know, he lives 30 minutes from Mount Rushmore, and when he has his days off, because he usually has like 4 or 5 days off at a time, he's got one of those jobs where it's like that. He'll take off and he'll just ride down to Yellowstone. And of course, he's real big in doing wildlife photography and stuff. And man,
yeah, Mount Rushmore. You know, a lot of people don't realize at night they light it up every night, and it's pretty neat to see lit up.
Yeah, I've seen it lit up at night. I've never been there, but
yeah, they do a little ceremony, and of course, play the Star Spangled Banner and stuff. So it's really, you know, it's quite different. I mean, it's very beautiful, and I think what you realize. It's big, but I guess it seems bigger in pictures. But man, it's something to see.
Oh yeah, I imagine. I hope to get to see it one of these days. I'm hoping to get up to visit Ron too. So hopefully sometime this summer or maybe even next fall.
Yeah, what's funny about when you're riding in on some of the, I guess you're coming in through the hills and stuff, and most of the times when you can get a picture of it, it's kind of framed in the rocks as you're going through a tunnel on a motorcycle. It's all car, of course. So it's pretty. It's very pretty.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Mike Kenny's in the house. Good evening or good afternoon, Mike.
Oh, Mike's ready. He's getting ready to fly. Yeah.
Oh, is he?
That's what he says. He's standing in front of the, what's he saying? Let's see. He's standing in front of Bank of America Stadium, home of the Panthers.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Jerry Bow and 4 degrees here. Well, that's, Lauren said he's pretty cold where he's at up there.
Yeah.
So, Rodney, you had a show. I was on. We was watching your show this morning.
Yeah. You were on there.
Yep. Yeah.
But anyway, so I took my grandson in to get his hair cut, and we went down to the beach and piddled around there for a couple of minutes while we was waiting for his haircut appointment to come up. And then we went and got his hair cut, and then we came on back home. And like I said, I just sat down here. I had a couple of things I needed to do. I needed to send an email out, do something with PayPal, and then I was going to go over there and lay down, take a grandpa nap. Saw that you were live, and I thought,
that might not be a bad idea here in a little while. Take a little nap. My grandson had a little basketball game today. Biddy, like he's what is he, 4? Well, 5, and of course only 2 people can go, so I couldn't go. Last week I went because they're kind of taking turns, but he actually scored a goal today. So last week he didn't touch the ball, so it's like, oh God.
Wow, well, good deal.
Yeah, it's fun. They don't keep score. They just go up and down the court,
Yeah.
They don't really know what they're doing, but they having a blast.
Yeah, when they're that young, but it's good that they're learning.
Yeah,
to learn.
Yeah, I say, Ron Lockwood. Ron was feeling pretty bad from his second shot there. I think he had a reaction. He said,
"Yeah, that's what he was saying." I talked to him on the phone later, and he said the reason why he didn't come on was because he was feeling so bad. So
I got mine Thursday evening. A girl called me. A friend of mine said, "Hey, if you get over this little urgent care, they had opened vial, and they basically had to throw them away at 8 o'clock. So, I went over there and got it, and I think I got to go on. Well, it's the 4th is the date, so I got to go back and whatever it is.
Okay.
So I went ahead and got it, and I didn't have any. It's a little bit of sore, but it's basically the flu shot didn't hurt anymore.
Yeah, I mean, last time I was in the doctor's office.
What's up, Lauren?
I got the flu shot. Hey, Lauren.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. And yourself?
Cold.
Yeah. Well, I can't say how cold it is here. I don't want to. But
you must not have seen the picture. You must not have seen the picture I posted the other day. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Ron Brown says, "Looks like you have a blizzard there," and I said, "Yep."
Yeah, that's something we don't know about.
Lauren, where are you located?
Calgary, Canada.
Oh, okay.
Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been to Calgary.
Okay.
Yeah, I went up there to do a job when I was working for Cornerstone Automation Systems.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, SJM said he's got the second shot. Okay. On March 22nd. Okay. Yeah. See, I got the what was the other one? I didn't get the Pfizer. I got the Moderna. I think it is.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to be getting a shot. I haven't heard when, but the place that I work at, my boss called me and said, told me that the base was asking if if I wanted to get the shot because I work there on base here on base where I live, in the area I live in. And I said, yeah, hey.
Where are you at? Where are you at, Rodney?
I'm in I live in Colonial Beach, Virginia.
Okay, my nephew works for. He lives in Chesapeake and he works at the base there, but he's a civilian, works on a military base.
Oh, in Norfolk.
Yep, Norfolk.
At the Navy base.
Yep, yeah, he does fill in the nuclear subs. I think is what they do.
Okay, I'm further north. I'm up in the base that I work at is in Dahlgren, Virginia, which is between DC and Richmond, and it's just a small base. It's
so Lauren, how's the new FPV drone doing?
Yeah.
That's a joke, Lauren. That's a joke.
Yeah. Don't know what you're talking about. Sorry.
Absolutely, you don't know what I'm talking about. I would never put you on a spot like that.
Yeah. Actually, I'm okay. I'm not under an NDA right now, so. But
yeah. Well, I don't know if you saw Ken Herron the other day. Both Kens kind of said that they said they flew it, but they didn't have it. They don't know how they got it, but they did fly it.
Yeah. Well, and I agree with what they had said. It's if you're an FPV guy, you're not going to like it because the FPV guys they like to do the real wild and stuff that this just is not going to do.
Right.
But if you're FPV curious, it's kind of a gateway drug to get into it.
What is this one?
The FPV drone, DJI should be releasing that on March 2nd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Lauren, do you think they made I don't say they made a mistake, but if they would have did a little entry type, like a little whoop or something to get people, or is that not what?
Realistically, DJI doesn't build anything that small. If you basically what a lot of people were asking for, like with the Mavic 2s or the Air 2s or whatever like that, people didn't have enough speed for what they wanted for some of their shots. And like this thing's, 87 miles an hour it'll do. You'll definitely have some decent speed there. And you can get more type of shots that people are talking about. Plus, with the multiple modes, it's you go everything from their version of acro. Sorry, one of my fingers got missing there. Their version of acro, which is pretty tamed compared to the normal FPVs, all the way into full GPS type of mode. So,
Right.
and as they kind of mentioned, there's some nice fail safes on there. You can hit a button and, like if you're in acro mode and things start going south on you, you can hit a button and it goes into full GPS mode, right? So that's nice. 20-minute flight time, which is a heck of a lot better than what the normal FPVs are doing,
Right.
So
And you said they kind of got the price tweaked down to around 1,300. Is that the kind of,
between 12 and 1,300.
but that's a little bit less than everybody was saying, I think.
Yeah. So I'm hearing it's going to be closer to 12, but I've heard some people saying that it's going to be $12.99. Like I say, I've heard, I haven't seen anything official, but I've heard it's going to be closer to 12. So we'll see.
So Lauren, on that, would that be like I guess a fly more type kit would be just more batteries? It would be the only thing because it's got the goggles and the drone, of course.
Yeah. And realistically, I don't even know what's included in that
Right.
$1,200 to $1,300 price range. So
Yeah.
I can't see it being just one battery, but who knows?
Yeah.
Usually they've got to have a fly more kit just to stick you for some more dollars.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, the Flymore kits turn out to be a good deal because if you make the mistake and buy just that one battery, first of all, when the drone first came out, you can't find them.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of like pissed that you didn't get that Flymore kit.
Yeah.
When the Mini first came out, you couldn't get a battery, for like 6 months, but that way you could if you wanted to pay more,
Yeah.
Well, hey, Johnny, I'm going to back on out of here, brother.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming in.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Lawrence, good seeing you.
Take care.
You too. Stay warm up there.
Oh, I'm
Anybody
definitely plan on it.
Yeah. Anybody else want to hop on? I put the link in the chat. So, we just goofing off. I wasn't doing anything.
Maybe toss it up again, Johnny.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Everybody in chat, y'all have a great evening. Bye now.
I was just goofing off. I was, like I said, I done clean house, wash clothes, I watched the rain fall. So I wasn't doing anything. So I said, hey, let me just hop on and see what's going on. But yeah, no, I think, that drone, it'll be interesting. And I really personally I don't say I don't have any interest in FPV, but at that price I wouldn't, but I can see how it probably is going to have the niche and people, I'm sure it'll sell, everything they build, they sell pretty good.
Well, for my flying style and stuff, I would never pay for it. So
yeah,
but
I don't have any desire really to have it, but hey.
Well, a lot of people may not be aware, but like I'm a photographer firsthand. I'm not a videographer, and I'm a photographer first, and that's actually what got me into drones years ago because I've been doing photography for over 40 years, and when the drone started getting decent, and by that's a very loose term because the first drones that I had were absolute garbage, but it at least it gave me the ability to get shots that I couldn't get before. It's like I said to some people, because I mainly do landscape and wildlife and stuff like that.
Right.
And I said, now I can get a shot without having to stand in the middle of that raging river, So
yeah. So, it's incredible. The first time you take a camera drone up, I mean, even I've only really been doing it since about, I don't know, maybe 2018, really. And man, you've seen it. I watched some YouTube, but man, really to have that control in your hand of that flying camera, it really is incredible. And the technology's, I guess it's moving pretty fast now,
It is, but realistically, I think personally, we've almost hit a plateau.
Well, I think I would agree with that only because how much more can they do to them,
Well, that and like I was really disappointed because I heard some rumors before I found out, but and I'm still hoping that DJI comes up with this in future, but it would be so nice if they put something like that FPV drone and put dual cameras on the front, right? And then with your headset, you've got a camera in each there, which gives you true 3D vision, right?
Yeah, that would be incredible there.
That would just absolutely blow people's minds in that you have that real 3D look, and think about how much better you could judge your obstacles and things when it's actual 3D that you're seeing, So.
Yeah. Hey, Michael. Michael came in. Mike had a show last night. It was a great show there, Mike. Mike, you welcome to pop in. I put it up. Anybody wants to pop in? We just goofing off on a boring Saturday afternoon here in South Louisiana, and I guess it's pretty boring up where Lauren's at with tons of snow.
Tons of snow and lots of cold.
Yeah, I know. I tell you, I don't. I guess, hey, like they say down here, somebody's got to live up there. But
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I've toured all over North America, and when I was down in Georgia, it was real funny because I met up with a group of people down there, and it was funny because I was telling them about winters when sometimes it gets down to it doesn't happen often or usually for any length of time in Calgary, but sometimes it gets down to -40, and they say, "Oh, don't be ridiculous! You can't live in -40." Oh, yes, you can.
Lauren, what do you use to heat your house? I mean, do you have central, or is it heat? I mean,
yeah, I got central heating with natural gas.
Gas, okay, yeah. Hey, I know I got my gas bill sitting right. I'll tell you what, this month for us, it went up pretty good.
Actually, just out of curiosity, what does it cost you to heat your house?
This past
you don't
month,
mind my asking, you don't have to answer.
Oh, no, normal. I'll tell you what, Lauren. On a normal, my normal. I'm talking about non-winter because I do have central gas, but I send, believe it or not, I send $25 a month, and I usually have a credit.
Yeah.
Now this past month was $90 because we had almost 2 or 3 weeks of, it was pretty cold.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, believe it or not, you guys pay a lot more for your natural gas down there than we do because in cold times like this, my heating bill is very seldom over 100.
Really?
Yep. Very seldom.
Yeah. I know people already, I heard on one of the radio stations, people, was getting their bills the past few weeks here. Man, they were like, I mean, if you got a little normal house, they only have a hot water heater or something running, it might be $15, $18 a month, but they were jumping up to 100, 150, which, and then, same way with the electric bill. My electric bill, I don't know, it's normally 85 to 90, but in the summer, I'll rock close to 300 for them 2 or 3 months.
Well, for all of my utilities, I normally pay about 150 a month.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And in the summertime, the actual value drops, but I just keep paying 150. Because then I build up a credit.
That's what I do. Yeah, that's what I do with my gas bill. Like I say, I usually send $25 every month. Now this month I had to send 100 because it was 95. But hey, you know what? It's not too bad. Of course, gas prices going up, which could make a lot of stuff go up. So
yeah,
I just filled up my truck and it was $2.12 a gallon. And about 2 weeks ago, it was $1.79. So,
ooh. Man, that's cheap.
Yeah, I know. We bitch about everything now.
No, I laugh because we send a lot of oil down to the US, right? And right now we're paying, what is it? It's $1.08 per liter, right?
Right.
And so a US gallon is about the equivalent of 4 liters, right? So basically we're about $4.50 for your gallon, and yet we produce the stuff,
Yeah. Well, same way here, man, we ship, oil out of Louisiana, and I don't know, of course they don't want any drilling off, of course, California, they don't want too much off Florida, but they don't want to pay any more than we pay for gas, So everybody's got their thought about that,
Yeah. So let's talk about drones. Go ahead. You first.
I flew my Mini 2 days ago.
Yeah.
No, I actually ordered Lauren, I know you saw that Seafly Faith come out. I actually ordered a Faith 2. I'm gonna give it a try. It was $299, so hey, I'm gonna give it a try.
Yeah. Well, I got out not last week, week before I got out. First time I've flown in 2 months. For anybody that's not aware, I was in a hospital for some pretty serious surgery over Christmas and New Year's and stuff. So I've been kind of down for the count for just about 2 months, and man, I'll tell you, going stir crazy, because usually I'm either out doing photography or flying or
Sure.
both, you know.
Yeah.
And it was so nice to get out, but I'll tell you, after 2 months, there's a lot of rust on there.
Yeah.
It took a while to get back the smoothness and stuff, but
Yeah, I kind of been, and I think it's a good time of year to, like, I guess, the other day I spread all my drones out, and not that they really needed cleaning, but I did, kind of inspect them, kind of go over them, clean them up a little bit, check your props. It's just a good time to kind of go over that kind of stuff, do a little maintenance.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. And it's funny because like I've got all my, I've got a lot of automation in the home here, and like all my drone charging and stuff is all on automation. And
Oh, really?
so like from my cell phone, or just by a verbal command or whatever, I can start charging my batteries and stuff. And my verbal command is basically, I really can't say it too loud here, otherwise it'll turn it on. But my verbal command, I said it the other day, and it turned on all my charging. And I was joking on Facebook. I says, all my drone batteries haven't been charged in 2 months, and they all started up, and all the lights in the neighborhood dimmed.
I can say, Alexa, charge Lauren's drone batteries, and they'll all light up.
Well, actually, it's funny because when you said Alexa, it picked it up.
Yes, I did mine right here. What's up, Michael?
How you guys doing?
We just goofing off. It was cold, and got bored, and I just kind of went live, and I don't know, just talking about drones a little bit, talking a little bit about everything. Nothing special.
Haven't seen you since last night.
What?
Haven't seen you since last night.
Thank you for coming in yesterday, by the way, Lauren.
Hey, no problem. No problem.
Yeah, that was a good show. I had a good response to that show last night. John Coopy, pop on in, John. I got the link. We won't talk about remote ID, I promise.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
It is a boring Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So Lauren, you have, I know you got, what do you fly the Air 2 mostly right now? Is that what you?
Really, it all depends. Like, I've got a few drones, but it all depends on what I'm doing. Because, like, our regulations up here are so much better as far as I'm concerned. Because, like, our sub 250s, which is like the minis, we can literally fly them anywhere, right? Except for restricted areas. But like I could literally fly my minis at the airport, right?
Really?
Yeah. The only thing that we have to follow under our regulations is 900.06, which basically states that you don't fly to endanger aircraft or people.
Well, sure. And then you don't need a rule for that, when you think about it.
Yeah. It's we call it the common sense rule.
Absolutely.
So it all depends on where I'm flying and what I'm going to be doing. But some places where I might have to get clearance to fly and stuff like that, piss on it. I'm just going to use the mini,
Yeah.
And like I've got, 2 mini ones and 1 mini 2. And so I've got lots of stuff to fly there. And then,
right. Well, Lauren, do you think? I mean, being that you're from Canada up there, but I mean, do you? I know the FAA. Do you think those? I mean, is it silly not silly, but is it overkill to fly a drone? Having to get that Part 107 as far as like the pilot type stuff.
I don't agree with how they've gone about it, because like we're actually better off since our new regulations came in 2019, right? We can actually fly more places easier The biggest thing, everybody got their knickers in a twist because all of a sudden now everybody had to get a license if you're flying anything over 250 grams. Sub 250 doesn't even require a license, right?
Right.
But we've based our licenses, it's either a basic license or an advanced license, and our advanced is kind of like your Part 107. But one thing I like about ours, doesn't matter which license you have, it doesn't designate what you can do, right? Because like you guys need your 107 for any commercial work, right?
Right.
We can do commercial work with our basic. Our license defines where you can fly, not what you can fly, or And what they've done is they based our regulations on risk assessment, which is what England is doing that now, and it would be nice for all countries to go to risk assessment because it's a lot better.
I know Sean, we had Sean the other day on Geeks Vana on our show, and he was basically, they kind of had some new stuff, and up there in the UK, and it basically is a little bit it was more suited toward the hobbyists than it was toward what they need. So they were quite happy with that, and I think, I don't know if the FAA would happen with Philly and all that. I don't know, maybe they accomplished something by that. I think there's so many people now want to get their Part 107, but I think they're getting it for the wrong reason. Just they're running out of fear, So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it is knowledge. So if you're learning something, it's not bad.
Yeah, I agree with John Coopy. He says FAA didn't do a risk assessment, and yeah, it totally shows. And me being an outsider looking at you guys, no, that was all dollar and cents regulations,
Absolutely, yeah.
Shall we say dollars and no cents regulations?
Well, it's geared toward, we know who it's geared toward, the Amazons and the big dogs, and I'm not saying they could have been done differently, but hey, we'll see. And I think it's we kind of like it's got a couple years to worry about it, and it's going to be tweaked, and maybe somebody will get a hold to it, and maybe it can be fixed before it's implemented.
Well, hopefully, I was on one of the advisory committees for drafting our new regulations up in Canada here. And I can tell you, one of the key things that we kept stressing so much, and they actually did listen to us, because again, it was an advisory committee. We didn't write the legislation or anything like that, but we basically stated that if you regulate too much, you're going to kill the industry.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
If you use common sense regulations, because first of all, you're worried about people following the regulations. If you make the regulations too stiff and too tough, people aren't going to follow them.
Absolutely not. They still have bootleggers. They still have bootleggers, even though whiskey is legal. So
yeah. Hi, Steve Carpenter. But anyway, yeah, and it's like, well, we're after these guys that are going to be breaking the regulations, or the guys that are going to break them are going to break them no matter what, right? And not only that, but
John, why don't you pop in? I got the link if you want to pop in.
Yeah, the real morons that they're not going to get their license. They're just going to do what they want to do. And it's funny because I see on so many of the U.S. Drone shows and stuff, there's so many people that they talk about Best Buy, getting their drones at Best Buy and stuff like that. To me, Best Buy is one of the worst places to buy a drone, because all they're interested in is selling you a drone, but they know absolutely nothing about it. They've got a sales clerk.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That there's no vested interest in them other than to make a sale. And if you have any issues, you take it back to Best Buy, and if they don't do an automatic refund, it's like, well, contact the manufacturer, right?
Yeah.
I always tell people, if you can, try and set yourself up to deal with a reputable drone shop, somebody that's their business. Because buying at Best Buy, for example, they don't tell you that you may need a license. They don't tell you what the regulations are. It's sell the drone and out the door, right?
Well, Lauren, how hard would it be to put a? I mean, I know it wouldn't be hard. You can do it in the app before you make that drone active. To just answer 10 or 15 questions, even though yes, it's open book, they got the answer right there, but at least you checked it, and it's kind of like a little checklist. Because I got a friend, he lives by the airport. He's a real estate agent. Man, look, he could throw a baseball to the runway, and I see him flying around. He don't even know anything about, the 400 feet or flying within an airport. It just no knowledge at all, So if there was a little checklist, it would be simple to do to put in an app before it's activated.
Well, it is, but it isn't, because, and I've fought with them over like on geofencing, right? Because I've said, your guys are going way too overboard with geofencing, because the geofencing should not affect the Mini up here in Canada.
Right.
Because we can legally fly in geofenced areas. And I said, it would be real simple for you guys to use your geofence and say, okay, this guy is flying here. Canadian regulations say it's okay. Boom, you're done, right? But with them, do you realize how hard it is? As a matter of fact, I do know how hard it is, and it would be very simple. You guys just don't want to do the work. You want one size fits all. Right.
Well, yeah. And it's not, because it's everybody in different countries buying that same drone,
Yeah.
Now, Lauren, if your camera turned over by accident or something and happened to show that FPV drone, we wouldn't be mad, but just saying.
I know nothing. I see nothing.
I gotta mess with you.
Just call me Schultz.
Yeah.
You're right.
Michael, is it cold in Chicago?
Oh yeah.
I heard it was gonna be like minus 20 degrees or something in the next few days.
Oh yeah.
Come on, Koopy, get your butt in here.
Come on, Koopy.
John said he can't. I think he's polishing those stilettos that they got there.
Well, actually, John's got the new FPV too, and that's why he's staying low. He just doesn't want anybody to know that he's converted to the other side.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh, he's been on the other side, but hey, he loves them FPVs now.
And answer your question, yes, I stay on top of the U.S. regs, because I always worry that, what affects you guys could affect us.
Absolutely, yeah.
The fact that I say that I like our rigs, I really don't want to be saddled down with what you guys have, because it's a shit show. And that's as nice as I can put it.
No, I agree. I mean, like I said, I'm very new to the sport here and all that, but I tell you, it's just since it's very chaotic. I think when it came out like a couple of days before New Year's, and man, people, because I even teased, then remote ID is a whole nother subject. So, there's a lot of rules, and you really got to keep up right now, be aware,
Yeah, just follow the rules, man. That's all we can do.
Marcus, welcome in. Marcus, if you want to pop on, I got the link. We just goofing off with the board here on a Saturday afternoon. Hey, you're welcome to pop in.
Yeah, get Marcus in here. Marcus has always got something to say.
Yeah, Marcus got a lot to say. Go ahead, Marcus. Pop on in here.
Yeah, basically every time your guys' regulations came out, I'd be asking them, like, do I get a kiss with that?
Yeah.
I think the rest of that saying.
Yeah, well, hey. But what's funny, when all the new stuff came out, it's funny, all of a sudden one of the rules was there's ways you can fly over people now. Well, that's kind of the whole opposite of being safety, so it's kind of strange that two birds, they tighten the rules, but you can fly over people.
Well, and again, that's one thing that changed with us is like we still have the people thing, but again, if the people are in cars and stuff like that, that's fine. If you don't worry about people in cars or buildings or anything like that, it's just pedestrians, right? And the other nice thing is it's kind of a
John Coopy.
smart aleck. But anyway,
You got one in every crowd. Hey, we can't,
there's a nice thing. It's kind of a get out of jail free card is flying over people. You can fly over a group of people that are your friends, right?
Really?
Because they are not considered bystanders, right? Because our law it basically says flying over bystanders, people not involved in the use of the drone, right? So if you got a bunch of friends standing around watching you fly the drone, they're not really bystanders, right?
Right.
So, and not only that, but it's nice that you guys are finally going to be able to fly at night. Since our new regs come in, we could. It's just a matter of making sure that you are properly lit up. Well,
Right.
Look, I should say as long as your drone is properly lit up.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's good. Some of the rules are maybe for the better, but I think everybody did. They definitely, man, they were just panicking over everything. But I think they just got to let it all shake out a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely going to be different. The remote ID is I personally don't have a problem with it. Except the part that maybe who gets to see it. That's fine. I don't have any problem with the police officer. And I think somebody would still have to file a complaint, and then they would have to follow because our local police here, I'm probably the only person, well, maybe I know two people that in our town of 20,000 that fly drones. So, if a drone is like over the college here by my house, well, they're gonna know it's me.
Yeah. Oh, hey, that's cool. I'm going to come down your area and fly real bad, and they'll blame.
Yeah, there you go. That's all right. Hey, we got connections here. I do know, like I said on the show, I know Charlie Mafia, so don't mess with me. I just thought I was Italian until I met Charlie.
Actually, it's funny.
Well, Michael too. Michael's Italian, but hey, we ain't got no name. Like I just got a common name like Alfonso. So
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned police because either next week, well, as soon as the weather improves, I'm going to be doing some training with our TAC team up here. So that'll be fun, interesting. So.
Well, that one good thing I did notice the last, I'd say, couple weeks, there've been a lot of news stories about good things drone have done. I think they found an elderly person. They found a couple. They found a service dog that a guy, I think a blind guy, got away from him or something. So there's been numerous news stories recently. Except they're not all bad.
Well, I also run the Drones for Good International group. If you're like on Facebook. I don't know if you've seen that, but yeah, Drones for Good International. I run that and generally try and put stories in there about all the good things that drones do.
Sure.
And like we started up that group, and as well as just basically, there used to be a annual event. I won't mention the name of it, but we've started doing yearly events for Drones for Good. Unfortunately, with COVID around, that kind of messes up trying to do events, at least up here in Canada. So
Right.
But yeah, if you want to check out on there, we've got some very good high-profile people as well as companies and stuff that are all over that. So.
Guys, if anybody want to pop in on the stream, you're welcome to. I put the link in the chat there. We're just goofing off. We're not really. We just we're talking about drones, but you can talk about anything you want to talk about if you do. We're just kind of bored here on a cold and rainy afternoon in South Louisiana. Yeah. I know it's cold in Chicago. I know it's cold in Canada. So hey,
I got to get a refill here. We're right back.
Okay. Russell, yeah. That's right. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
You know, because I think they get a bad rap sometime. You know,
they do. Man,
Michael
John,
Blade, Michael Blade, pop in.
yeah, pop in, Mike.
Yeah, Mike, I would tell you, man, that was a great show last night.
Yeah, it was. Thank you for coming in as
Captured
always. And
Steve was awesome. I mean,
he was good, very knowledgeable, very
Yeah.
great channel. And for those of you that are on, if you guys want to check Steve at Capture Life, go ahead, man. He's
Yeah, John Coopy. Yeah, see, he's laughing about he might really be polishing them stilettos.
Yeah, he is as usual. Yeah,
But, you know, that's okay. We won't. His honey might be listening. You know, we don't want to get him in trouble.
you know what though, Johnny? She's good at what she does.
Oh yeah, she keeps John straight.
Yeah, she's good. I've seen her videos.
But that FPV drone is definitely getting really close to hitting the market here, guys. I think after this Chinese New Year, I think it's going to definitely hit.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting it, Johnny, but you know what? I said to myself, let me just save it. You know, why spend the money on that since I'm not really an FPV guy. So I said, you know, let me put the money aside, save it, and just wait for the Mavic 3. Mavic 3, that's it, man. Get the Mavic 3 since I'm a camera bird, so
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to have its niche, but you know, that's just even a big price tag just to start out at. But hey, and I think the guys that do that, you know, just from listening to John and Mitch and anybody, Ken Dono, I mean, they like building that stuff. They like fooling with it. So
right.
yeah, I think that's probably half the fun of tinkering with that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that drone is not going to be something where if you do crash it, where you're going to have to get parts to fix it like the other FPVs, and it's going to cost you money to fix it. But I'm sure DJI has something like that where it's going to keep it from crashing, because it doesn't look like it's anything that you can repair and put together again.
Yeah, Steve, bye. Thank you for coming in. We just, like I said, we were just I just was sitting here playing on my computer and kind of hit the live button, really. Kind of impromptu, just goofing off, really.
Yeah, you believe it's still snowing here since yesterday? It's crazy.
Well, I tell you, you know, like we talk about this time of year, I think, Mike, y'all kind of expect it. I know you probably say the same thing every year. You bitch about it and all, but it's really no different, you know.
Yeah,
sometimes it's colder. You know, we actually it seems like when we're cold here, it's been cold for 4 or 5 days in a row. And then like last 7, 8, 9 days, we've had, you know, some really cold mornings, but it's reached up into the 60s.
What's the temperature there right now today?
Right now it is 50 degrees here and raining.
Way better than here.
Yeah. Now next Saturday they showing 21 degrees and snow.
Oh wow.
What's up, Marcus?
Marcus, what's up, buddy?
Gentlemen,
Marcus, listen, we just goofing off. I wasn't doing on a clean house, wash clothes.
give me just a second here. I gotta mute the other line.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that. I forgot to hit that mute.
Oh, that's okay. I said I done wash clothes, vacuum, clean house. So I got bored and I wasn't doing anything. It's raining, so I just popped on.
Yeah. What the hell? Might as well. I'm just goofing off today too, and like you said, it's kind of a cold day. I got to go out and get my exercise today. So, wife and I will probably go for.
I think I'm gonna have to walk inside. I got the COVID shot the other day. It's actually hurting a little bit more today than it did the first day, but it's not bad.
That's actually a good sign, Johnny. That means that your immune system is reacting to it. So
yeah, no, it's you know, I know I saw, you know, Ron Lockwood had a very bad reaction to it, but you know,
yeah,
my daughter got her second one Monday, and she's a nurse practitioner, and she was giving them yesterday. They got a batch in, so you know, a lot of people starting to trickle down, and I mean, I was a long way from the 70 age group, but I was able to sneak in. You know, you got connections, live in a small town. It does pay off sometimes.
Boy, I'll tell you what, I tried. I had my annual physical a couple days ago, And I literally begged my doctor for it, just begged him. And he said, no, can't do it.
Yeah, I was sitting here and I had a name pop up on my phone that I hadn't. This girl that used to do real estate with us, and she said, Johnny, hey, they opened this little urgent care, like it's right across about 2 blocks from my house. She said they opened a vial and that it was like 6:30. She said if you get up there before 8 o'clock, they're gonna have to throw them away. So I was, I went in, walked right in, got the shot, and man, it was.
You guys are lucky you could have the frickin' moron prime minister like we have that's totally screwing ours up.
It's funny how
everybody says the same thing about that prime minister.
Well, I'm saying the same thing about our governor here in Idaho. Well, Idaho has the lowest percentage of people that have actually got the vaccine of any state in the union. If John Coopy's still in there, yeah, we're lower even than Missouri, John. I don't. They lost track of 100,000 doses in Idaho. They don't even know where they're at.
Well, it's funny. Our prime minister likes to brag that he's signed contracts for more doses per capita than any other country in the world. Well, big deal. Where are they? Signing contracts doesn't do us any good. It's putting them in your arm that does you good.
But Marcus, you want to get the shot, right?
Oh boy, do I!
Yeah, no, right. I mean, so many. Like if you ask 10 people, I would say 5 of them are like totally against it. I don't know.
Yeah,
but they're saying it's not tested, though. Is it true that it's not tested?
Listen, when they give you the paper to read, it states on there that it is a untested drug. But I mean,
that's what
I got it and I wanted it. So,
but by untested, it means because they went through the emergency use.
Absolutely, yeah.
But it does it mean they haven't tested it on humans? No.
Hey, if they came out with something that could grow hair that's untested, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, I was just going to say you and Marcus. Yeah.
Yes.
How about you, Michael? We got to see you without that toucan.
But actually, they are throwing.
There we go. Yeah.
They are at 8 o'clock when they open them. They are throwing some drugs away every night in some doctors and clinics.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting bald, guys.
Hey guys, I'm going to put a link in the chat here. It's a story that I ran across today. In fact, I'll put 2 links. This is a story about a lady that, while filming up in Iceland, or maybe it was Greenland or Iceland. Anyway, found a drone and that had been lost in this stream. Literally waded into the stream to find it. Pulled the SD card off of it and got some just amazing footage.
Come on.
Yeah,
and so I'm going to put that right now.
Marcus, is it? I mean, can you show it? Or
well, I don't think you would want to because you might get a copyright strike without permission.
I ain't worried about that.
Johnny. But anybody can look at it. I just put it in the chat.
All right.
And it's a fascinating story and it's some amazing footage. There's more to the story, though. You'll see the video. The gal that found the drone, tragically, later on was killed herself. She's one of those photographers that looks for abandoned places.
Really?
She actually fell in a storm drain and got swept away.
Oh my God!
So it's it's kind of, there's a couple of facets to the story, but wait till you see the footage they found off of that drone. It is just amazing. So secondly, here I'm putting the link to the story about the girl that you'll see in it. So anyway, I just put that link in now. But it really, in fact, I called my wife up to watch it, and it really kind of moved both of us. Not only seeing this amazing footage, but then also reading this woman's story. So worth your time. I would
absolutely
everybody to look at it.
Yeah, I'm watching and looking at it right now. I'm reading it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Anyway, probably more information than you wanted, but
oh no, hey, that's like I said, hey, it's a great day for that kind of stuff. It's like that's how I was sitting here watching some stupid YouTube videos, not drones related. I'm just like I was watching all kind of stuff, you know. So
Well, the thing is that you'll appreciate when you see this drone video, and you'll see her. She reaches down into this creek and pulls this drone out of the creek. It's an original Mavic Pro, but the SD card, whoever was flying that frickin' drone was talented, and they got some amazing shots. It's really impressive. What we don't find out in the whole story is if they ever found out and were able to return the drone and that SD card to the original owner of the drone. But I'm just telling you, it's worth your time watching. It was a good one.
yeah, sounds like it. I'll definitely watch that. So Marcus, I've been trying to get Lauren to show us that FPV drone, but it's not working.
There you go, right there.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm trying to catch him off guard, but he's won't waver.
Hey, Lauren, I got a question for you. What do you we're hearing all those rumors about a different kind of controller for that FPV drone rather than a traditional controller. Do you think there's anything to those rumors, or is that somebody going off on a tangent? Okay. So you can't talk. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know that, Lauren. I didn't know that. So we're good. I'll leave it alone.
That's
Sometimes,
Yeah,
hey,
I didn't know, Lauren. Seriously. So we're good. Forget I said anything.
hey, you don't even need lines to read in between the lines.
Yeah. No. But there's that interesting news now that they're saying that the controller is a movement controller, where it's just a trigger and that's how you're moving the drone.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fascinating. And I don't know if you guys have ever flown any of those toy drones with a wand controller.
I haven't.
No.
Yeah, there's so you can buy. There's little toy drones. I think JJRC made one and whatever, and it was kind of like that. It's just a little wand, and it was motion controlled. If you tilted it forward, the drone would go forward. If you tilted it back, the drone, and then side to side.
Yeah.
And it actually works.
So it's like a joystick type movement.
Yeah. And the only ones I ever flew were just were not GPS. They were just gyro drones. So it was easy to lose. It was tough to keep control of them, but it kind of worked.
well.
Ask Ron Brown about the golden egg drone sometime.
Marcus, I was thinking that you showed a drone the other day with the little sweeping obstacle avoidance. Look, if you put that obstacle avoidance on a bill of your cap, you won't run into anything.
Yeah, I have to listen. That drone is just about as close to a toy drone as you can get, but I have to applaud those people because I thought it was a very innovative idea and a neat gimmick. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, so it didn't fly very well, is what you're saying.
Well, as those kind of drones go, it was all right. It's an under $200 drone, right? So, what do you expect?
Well, I don't know. I did order the C-Fly, for $299, and then they did do an update. It looks like. I know you said you've had a couple, but hey, I'm a try it. I guess
Give it a shot. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a little too much for that drone, though.
I'm waiting for him to send me one. That's what I'm waiting for.
Well, you're not getting nothing until after the Chinese New Year, so
Yeah.
I don't think anybody'd complain if somebody sent up a free drone.
Right.
no. I'll type my address in the chat here if y'all need it. But
Banggood sends me about one drone a month.
Oh, yeah.
except the one you order. Except the one you order. That's the one.
Except the ones you order. That's right. The next one that they're sending me is that, and a lot of people say some interesting things about it. That F11 Pro, I think they call it. So that one is on its way. That'll be, and it does have a 2-axis gimbal on it. So that one will be interesting. That one that you're talking about, Johnny, that SG906 Max. Tom Top sent me that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Marcus, I think people, I hate to say it, even though I got the DJI and I got the Femi and I got the Xeno, but I look forward because you know what, I like seeing your little videos about the low budget because a lot of people ask me, hey, I don't want to. I had a guy yesterday ask me, hey, I want to get a drone for his grandson, of course, and he lives out on like 10 acres and he could really fly almost anywhere, out there, but he don't want to spend $399 or $499, but he would spend 150, maybe 200.
Well, the biggest problem with the low budget drones, at least in my mind, is sometimes, we can't afford the high dollar one, so we're going to buy this cheap one.
Well, I agree. They're harder to fly, but you know what?
Yeah.
It's just a mind thing. They rather blow 150 than they would, 400 or 5, I guess.
Yeah, they're harder to fly, but that's a mixed blessing because if it's a new person and they're having a real tough time flying this, then they're going to say that they're just going to get turned off from the sport, right? And
Absolutely.
Whereas if you can master something like that, you're going to be a hell of a good pilot, you know?
Yeah.
So, when it comes to moving up in drones, your stick control is going to be just amazing.
So Lauren, interestingly enough, when I was out flying that SG 906 Max, I was out there and I was getting ready to film. I was setting up my camera and all that kind of stuff. And boy, I see this guy, he's driving slowly by and he pulls in and he's looking at me, and he comes walking up and he goes, hey, he goes, are you Marcus Crawford? And I said, yeah. He goes, Idaho quadcopter. And I said, yeah.
That was the guy with the Air 2?
He did. The guy had a brand new Mavic Air 2.
Yeah.
And it was his first flight. And you know what? It was fun watching him mess with that drone and fly it. And he was able to just put the thing out there, reading the instructions, put that drone in the air. And of course, he was being very prudent, very careful with it. But he was flying the drone and he was trying out different aspects of it. First time the guy had ever flown a drone.
That was Marcus's 10. He was your 10,000 subscriber, Marcus.
Yeah.
Did he actually come and ask you for any assistance or anything?
Yeah, he did. Well, he just suggests general advice about the drone, and then when I was done flying the SG 906, I went over and talked to him. But there again, you guys know how that is. You don't want to bug somebody when they're flying a drone. You want to let them focus on what they're doing. So it was. Yeah, he did ask me a few things, and I assured him that he probably bought the best drone that anybody could buy in the consumer drone world right now. So he was tickled to death about that. But the reason I bring that up is that I just say that is kudos to what DJI does with their drones to make them so accessible.
Yeah, so out of the box flyable.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to get going. Dinner's ready. So thanks for having me on the show, Johnny. Nice seeing you, Marcus.
Absolutely.
And see you later,
Hey, Michael.
Lauren. Thank you. Sorry guys, but I have to get
See you, Michael.
hungry.
Thanks for having it. Hey, if anybody wants to jump in, the link's in the chat. Yeah, Marcus. But isn't it amazing how that drone just attracts people? It's like it's a magnet when you're out there flying.
Well, so his question was, well, do you think I should have bought the Mini 2? And I said, well, it depends on what you're doing. But I said, there's that much more capabilities with the Mavic Air 2. And if you can afford it, the Mavic Air 2, of course, that's the one.
Right. Yeah, they're fun. I know, man, you guys been doing it a while. And I'll tell you what, it's probably, I've got into, I don't know, different things, I guess, through the years. You know how y'all, of course, I love my Harley, and that's not I don't say that's a fad type thing, because I've been having a bike since I was like 17, 18 years old. But man, the drone, the drone community is just so great. It's changing, it's fun, and it's just amazing.
But look at this, Johnny.
Safety
Is that for you?
recall.
Yamaha, what's that for? Oh, your bike.
my
Oh,
FJ,
you snowmobile?
my FJ. Well, this is my FJR 1300. It's getting recalled for both brakes and transmission.
Oh,
They
that's
got to
not,
yank the whole motor out of it and put a whole new transmission in it, Johnny.
wow.
I don't know if I want them to do it or not. I'm probably better off just like it is.
Yeah, I mean, what model is it?
FJR 1300 Sport Tour. It's a big bagger.
I mean, what year model?
2016.
Okay, and you never had no trouble up to now.
No, and it's a rocket ship. But what they're saying is that the second gear could shatter, lock up the transmission. Well, that would suck.
Yeah, that really would. Yeah, especially after you get the recall notice. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I digress.
Well, I had an Ultra Classic. That's the only bike Harley I ever had I had a Deuce a long time ago, but I finally stripped down to I had the Street Glide now, and I just love it because it just seems so much more maneuverable and lighter without that tour pack. And I've been, we've been to Sturgis 2 years ago, and I didn't miss my tour pack. So, but
last time I was in Johnny's neck of the woods, I was down there. I was doing one lap in North America. I had Goldwing with trailer.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I got down to Georgia and like it was just hotter than the hubs of Hades. And it's one of the few places that I actually rented a motel room because just between the temperature and the humidity, it was just like, wow, ridiculous. And
in Georgia? No, you ought to be down here in South Louisiana.
well, I did go because at that point I decided the hell with Florida. I'm heading west, right? So yeah, I went through Georgia and all the way over to California, right? But no, it was just it was so hot and humid. I decided I'm skipping Florida. The hell with that, But that was 1992, so that's a while ago.
That's a hell of a ride, though, Lauren. Holy cow.
Well, I've done 2 laps of North America on motorcycle. So
Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I've been to every state except for Florida, Alaska, and Hawaii, and every province except for Quebec.
So you've been through Newfoundland and all that. I hear there's some beautiful riding up there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny because I'd love to do that all over again, and take a drone with me.
Take a drone.
Because I didn't like drones were not even thought of back then,
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, I've been to Sturgis 3 times, and I wasn't into droning at the time, and now I just thinking about all the opportunities I could have had to just pull out on the side of the road and fly that drone,
Yeah.
Even Colorado, we did Colorado a few years ago. I don't know. I guess I got to get back out there again on that,
Well, I just did just a ton of photography on my trips and stuff, and what I was doing back then is I was planning my trips around hitting a few motorcycle rallies on the way, and do you ever Johnny? Do you ever do any of the rallies or anything up on the East Coast?
We did Laconia Bike Week up in New York there.
Yeah.
And then we did Myrtle Beach. Those two, Sturgis, and then
the AMA, what is it, Section 6 or whatever, something like that. I've done that one twice, and then there's another one in Luray, Virginia, and that's kind of an all brands one. That one was wild. Like I say, that was many years ago. I actually met up with the leader of the Hells Angels out of Washington, D.C. there, and ended up partying with those guys. No, hey, they were great, Marcus. They were a great bunch of guys. And I got to tell you a funny little story about it, though, because I'm Canadian and I come down with Canadian beer. Well, I was an instant celebrity then, But so anyway, we were probably drinking till about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe later. But Tommy, he says, "You got anything to eat in there?" So I broke out a couple of packages of Vichy Band soup for him and stuff like that, and he had that, and he was so thankful. And then about 7:30 in the morning, we hear a big roaring in the campground, and so everybody comes out of their trailers and tents and stuff like that. And Malcolm Forbes was putting up his hot air balloon that was in the shape of a Harley 883 Sportster, and it was so funny because poor Tommy, he was green around the gills. And I told one of his buddies, I said, "Hey, watch this." I went over to my cooler. I went and grabbed a beer, cracked it, and looked at Tommy and I said, "Morning, Tommy." And he goes, "You sick bleep bleep." And I said, "Hey, where I come from, this is mouthwash."
Yeah, that's breakfast.
But no, actually, those guys were good. And it's funny because he gave me his name and phone number and said, if you're ever in DC, stop by and say hi. So, yeah.
Yeah,
no
I think it was 2010. We was in, it might have been 11. I don't know, maybe, but we went up to Sturgis, and man, they get some bad weather up there. Pops up, comes off them mountains and stuff, pretty rapid. And we were in a bad storm come up, and we happened to under a tent. And these guys had like a 2008 truck. They had a little pop-up tent you buy like at Sam's. And they were handing out these cards that, hey, we're gonna be a new show on Discovery Channel. Of course, it ends up being Paul. Paul and
Tuttle.
Yeah, the Tuttles, which we didn't even know who they were at the time. But man, look, it was incredible. Like a year later, everybody knew who they were.
Yeah.
Then 2 years later, you had to wait in line, if you wanted to like get something signed or something by them. So it's funny how all that changes,
Hey, well, Lauren, I finally in the United States, I was able to get socialized medicine.
Really?
I signed up for Medicare yesterday. I turned 65 in 3 months. So,
Marcus, I got till September, and I tell you what, I cannot wait. I can't wait for this $409. Well, to go away, or some of it anyway.
hey, I navigated that whole way of getting all that set up, Johnny. If you need any, you may already know how to do it all. I had to learn it, but if you don't, I'll be happy to help you figure it all out.
Absolutely, yeah. I can't wait. I think I got whatever that is. About 6 more months, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's weird. So you got to buy you have to get supplemental, and then you pay for Part B,
right?
And then you also pay for your drug coverage, Part D. But in the end, it's all actually a pretty good deal. So.
Yeah, John Kuby, well, he just hit puberty, so he got a long way to go.
Yeah, I hear you, John. Yeah.
33. I don't even know if he did the math right.
Oh yeah, he did. He knows how old he is. He's 32.
Yeah, there you go.
I wish I was his age again, man. I'll tell you. Actually, my 30s were probably the wildest and best time of my life. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
And you know what? It sure does fly by, don't it, guys?
Yeah.
That is the frickin' truth.
Yeah.
Hey, there's Greg Pittman. Hey, Greg.
Greg, what's up, Greg? Oop, I'm sorry. I'm pressing the wrong button here.
Yeah. No worries.
Anyway, I got to run, guys. Nice chatting.
Lauren, thanks for coming in.
Lauren, thanks for not telling us what you couldn't tell us.
Lauren, thanks for not showing us the FPV drone or talking about it, but it's okay. We won't hold it again.
See, actually, I'm holding it right now. One thing they didn't mention, it's got a cloaking device.
Now that would be cool. Now I'll tell you, I would pay big bucks for that.
Yeah, I might buy it then.
Yeah. Hey, we'll see you, Lauren.
Lauren, stay warm.
Later, guys.
Yeah, so Marcus, what you doing today? Not too much, just hanging out.
Yeah, no. So seriously, wife and I are gonna go out and hike around a little bit. I walk, 3 to 5 miles a day. So
how cold is it where you at right now, Marcus? I mean, what you?
Actually, it's pretty warm. It's about 50 degrees here. So
okay, it's 52 here, but it's raining. So
yeah, well, you know what? It's exactly 52 here. So that's hilarious.
I had to walk on my daughter's treadmill today instead of.
Yeah.
I usually walk around the university here, and it's 2 miles, and it's about a half a mile. So I do 3.5 every day. So
yeah. what I do, I've got a raincoat, man. I'm telling you, I don't care if it's raining, whatever. I put on that raincoat. The thing is about the cold is you can dress for it.
Yeah.
You can you put on enough stuff and you're good. You know?
Yeah. Well, you got to do it. You know, it's I made a commitment. I think it was January the 2nd. I did eat on the 1st, but since I think the 2nd, I'm down like 17 pounds. So
yeah, I'm down about 30 pounds from where I was.
yeah, definitely. I know we talked. Yeah, you look. I mean, not that I don't want to say you look different now, but you can see it in your face. Absolutely. And you feel so much better.
The thing is, you know what I hate to sound like a freaking old geezer, but I guess I am an old geezer. But the point of it is, if you don't start doing something about it, you're not going to live to be 80. So you got to think about it.
Greg Pittman, why don't you pop in if you want to come in? You're welcome to come in. We just goofing off. I put the link right there.
Hey, so they're talking about the FEMI Mini, Johnny, and that is an interesting product. I actually wrote a note to FEMI and asked them. In fact, of course, I asked them to send me one, right, for review. And they basically told me to go fly. They said, if you want one for review, ask Banggood about it. So I did. So I asked Banggood about it too. And they said, well, they don't have any yet, so who knows? I might.
But they may not be lying, Banggood. No, they might not know they have it.
Yeah, that's true.
But you know what? I'm excited about. You know what? I know we all talk and we always. I know we got the best drone, the DJIs and all that. But you know what? It seems like every time one comes out, you say, I'm not buying that. But then you want that damn drone. I don't care what.
You want to see what it is. You want to experience it. Yeah, yeah.
Afternoon, John.
What's going on, gentlemen?
Oh, we just goofing off. I know you've been listening. And
I just got done with the shoes. So, the link's been posted so many times, I just had to click it. And the great Marcus Crawford is here now, so I gotta come on in, man. That's awesome that somebody recognized you. That's actually freaking awesome.
You know what? No, all kidding aside, I'm serious. It happens all the time now. And there's a good side of it. And listen, I always, when people recognize me and come up, I always am friendly and enthusiastic and try and help them about whatever. But when you're in the middle of a shoot, you're trying to do something with a drone and so forth, that's when it can get a little bit weird. But I had this one time. So we talk about walking, right? So I was done flying the drone and I put everything away and I got it all put away in my car. And this park had a walking trail all the way around it. So I took the opportunity to do a couple laps around this park, right? I'm walking around and I'm coming back to I had my red Dodge Durango at the time. And I see this guy, not on the trail, but running across the park. And I'm going, okay, what the hell, And I see him walk, and he sits down on a bench right in front of where my Dodge Durango was parked, right? And I'm going, shit, what the hell is this? Is this somebody mad because they saw me flying a drone or something? Well, I walked up, and the guy stands up and he goes, "Hey, are you Idaho Quadcopter?" I said, "Yeah, that's me."
well, he didn't call you Sledhead.
Yeah, in the old days, that's what they called me. But he was really a nice guy, and God, we had a great conversation. Shot the breeze for quite a while, and
that's good, man. That's good.
Yeah.
Isn't it terrible that the first thing that comes to any of our minds, at least mine, is if you see somebody do something like that, or somebody's coming up to you, it's like, oh God, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, but they're going to be mad at you for flying a drone. I know.
Mm-hmm. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's like when I was at the park this summer and I was flying, and I had just made my way into the little football field area. I have my goggles on, and I hear a voice coming up to me, and they're like, "Hey, what's going on? How's it going?" And I'm thinking to myself, "Oh God, here it comes. I'm in trouble." And as he's walking this way, I see he's got Ishin goggles and an FPV drone. I'm just like, this is the best day ever. I'm not in trouble. And the guy flies FPV. Oh man. It's the only hobby that makes you feel like a criminal for doing nothing wrong.
We're doing nothing wrong.
Doing nothing wrong. Literally doing nothing wrong.
In fact, John, the worst time I ever had, I was flying out at Eagle Bike Park one time, and then, like I said, I had the camera set up, and I was the original Mavic Mini, had the Mavic Mini up in the air, and I'm you know how I narrate to the camera, talk to the camera, and this guy comes walking up while I'm talking to the camera, and he interrupts me. He goes, "Hey, is that you with that drone up there?" I said, "Well, yeah." I mean, he just starts ripping into me, right?
Oh my God.
And he pulls out of his pocket, "You ever seen one of these?" And he shoves it in my face, and it's a Part 107 license. And I said, "Well, yeah, I'm familiar with Part 107. He goes, "Well, you know you can't be flying here." I said, "No, I can fly here. Trust me. I checked the sectional charts, everything. I'm perfectly legal right here." "Well, it's people like you that are ruining it." And he's just like harassing me. And I finally, you know, you put up with it for a while. And I was trying to be I stayed calm. I stayed calm the whole time. And I finally, though, just told him, I said, "Listen, guy, if I'm right in the middle of filming here, I've got a drone up in the air while you're berating me here, and you're taking my attention away from flying this drone." And I said, "Listen, if you don't stop, I'm pulling this phone off here and I'm calling 911 because you're harassing me." And he, you know, there again, I had that red Dodge Durango. He says, "Is that your car?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, I'm going to take a picture of it." I said, "Great, y'all just have fun." And I went back to flying the drone, and he rode his bicycle off. And
You could have really made him right by showing him what bad pilot he was by running a drone into the side of his head.
That's horrible. That's horrible. I mean, if the guy was right about you not being able to fly there, then that's a different story. But obviously, that's not the case.
No.
And you know what? As a Part 107 holder, he should know that interfering with a pilot who's flying a drone is actually against the rules. It's actually against the law.
And that's exactly what I told him, John. I said, "Well, you know, what do FAA regs say about bugging a pilot while he's got a drone in the air? Well, how about that?"
You're not supposed to.
Maybe he just printed it off the internet, you know.
Yeah, you'd think that someone like that would realize you're not supposed to bother somebody while they got the drone in the air. You know.
Yeah. No, you're totally right. So I can appreciate if he objected to something I was doing. Hey, wait till I land the drone, and then, you know. But he was just anyway. Whatever he was is what he was. But that was probably the worst confrontation I've ever had. And ironically, it was with a fellow drone pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. You know.
Well, John, did you see Ken Herron's show the other night?
No, I didn't get a chance to see. You talk about
admitted that they, flew the FPV drone. So,
who admitted they flew the FPV drone?
Ken Dono, and
I heard there was a big reveal. Yeah.
And you know whose it was. I'm guessing, but you guys know whose drone they were flying, right? I'm not going to say it.
I'm not going to say it either.
Yeah,
I'm not
going to say it.
But I could guess.
Yeah, I don't want to. I wouldn't want to get anybody in trouble. But yeah, that's take a genius to figure that one out.
But
no.
Yeah. So well, we'll see. So John, you getting a FEMI Mini?
Am I getting the FEMI Mini? You know, I would consider it depending on what the price is. I would absolutely consider it.
You know, I think they hitting the market. They're going to hit the market right at a great time because if DJI throws out this FPV drone, and then in between that Mavic Air 3, there's going to be a little lull there. So people are going to be anxious to buy. I think at least we'll see how it goes.
Johnny, I still am going to register some concern about the FEMI Mini. I want to see what it is. The X8 SE, God, it's a great flying drone, but it has problems with the camera and with that tilted horizon.
Only the tilted horizon. That's not a big problem.
Yep, and you know, they've had the Fimi X8 now for quite some time, and they still don't have it right.
That's the point that I was going to make, John. Exactly.
So now they're moving on to the Mini, but yeah, I would consider it if it came out and it looked great. But you know,
I sold my Femi. I sold my Femi because of that reason, right there.
The Fimi A3. So the Fimi A3 was, you know, you looked at the drone, it looked like it was a decent quality drone, but it had a built-in FPV screen that you couldn't frickin' see even in the shade. You couldn't see, and the battery meter on it was horrible. You couldn't tell how much battery time you had, and that's important when you're flying a drone because especially an FPV camera drone, you've got it out there. You don't know, okay, when do I need to bring it back, etc. And the other problem, the first time I flew that drone, I took it up, and as soon as I gained altitude, the camera lens fogged up.
Fogged up. Yep. The lens fog. I was just gonna bring that up. Yep.
And you know, I would have been okay with that even if they'd have said, okay, we'll fix it, send it back, we'll send you another one or whatever. But both Fimi and Banggood, they sent me this like PDF thing, and it was in barely legible English. They wanted you to take the lens cover off and drill holes and all. No, I'm not going to do that. I bought this drone, you know. And before that, I had the Fimi, what they call it, the 4K Fimi 4K drone, whatever. It looked like a Phantom, and that was the coast to coast, the sea flight.
Bill, welcome in. Bill, if you want to pop in, I put the link in the chat.
Faith 2, the Faith 2. Some interesting happenings with the Faith 2. If Bill wants to share them.
Yeah, and John and I have both had experience with the Faith 1. So
right, which is also known as the Eachine EX4.
Same drone, yeah. I still have a couple of them, John.
My first one didn't live very long, unfortunately. But Marcus was kind enough to help me out and let me have his for a little while.
I have a couple of them,
My first one didn't live very long, unfortunately. But Marcus was kind enough to help me out and let me have his. It's Ray. Ray's got it. Didn't live very long. There we go.
There you go.
Hello, sir. Ray got it.
Get it.
Mute Ray. Ray, mute.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry.
That's okay, Ray. We just were goofing off. I tried to text you earlier, but I know I didn't want to mess with your dinner or something or your lunch. Maybe you might have. I was bored. That's okay, Ray. We just were goofing off. I tried to text you earlier, but I know I didn't want to mess with your dinner or something or your lunch. Maybe you might have. I was bored. That's okay, Ray. We just were goofing off. I tried to text you earlier, but I know I didn't want to.
Oh my. Anyway, so yeah, about that Faith 1.
I'm gonna pop them back in a second. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So the C-Fly Faith 1, I must have just gotten really lucky the first time I did it because the compass calibration just worked for me the first time. But then the one that you sent me, wow, what a hassle it was to get that compass calibrated, man. What a huge hassle. I did it. And I remember you got bashed, like people were saying, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know how you're No, that thing is just a pain in the butt to calibrate, and I just got lucky the first time around. I guess Ryan got lucky too from over at RD's reviews because he was able to calibrate his. So it's the luck of the draw. It really is. It's just the luck of the draw. But that's C-Fly always releases something that's half baked, and their stuff has such good potential. It really does. It has such good potential.
That's it. So John. You look at that kit that they send you. You got that nice little kit, the drone, the batteries, the controller. It all feels good, and it looks like it's going to be pretty good quality. Turns out it's not. Now, interestingly enough, John, I want to assure you, the other EX4 that I have and the JJRC X12 same identical issues. So you know that it's not just a one-off. In other words, I wondered if that one drone that I originally had from remember that was Ryan's drone originally
That's right.
was maybe just a bad one. But what's hilarious is both the JJRC X12 and the next EX4 that Banggood sent me, both had exactly the same issues.
I know, it's just crazy. It's just crazy, and Seafly would do so much better if, and maybe they'll change with the Faith 2. Maybe they will actually improve it, but like, I'm worried that it is what it is with the new one, and they may not do any more improvements to it.
Well, that's
So-
why I want to talk to Bill. Captain Drone had struggled to get his calibration done.
Yeah,
Right.
Quadcopter 101 struggled to get his calibration done. I don't know about you, John. That was echoing back and forth in my brain, going, "Well, that sounds familiar."
yeah, I know. Well, I believe Bill got his done. You know, he'll probably talk about it at some point. But Bill had some other issues with his Seafly Faith 2 that were not so cool. So yeah, it's you know, Seafly, they try so hard, but there's always something wrong, critically wrong with everything they put out.
So y'all, so that's all right. Y'all can tell me I blew $300. That's okay. Y'all don't have to beat around the bush.
No.
Well, Johnny, it'll be interesting to see because you've never had a Seafly drone
No,
before,
I haven't.
so it'll be interesting to see what your experience is.
No, absolutely. And listen, that's kind of the fun of I mean, listen, I know if I order DJI tomorrow, I know what it's going to do. But you know what? It's kind of fun flying these other drones too.
Hey, you know what? The first time I took mine out, I actually really liked it because it was working really well. The Seafly one, it was
Right.
really stable, and there was some wind. It was really stable. I didn't have any crooked horizon. I took it. I flew it about 600 or 700 meters down the Missouri River. I have a video up on my channel. That was a good flight. I didn't really have any problems. I did find that the stick control was really jerky in a sense that, like, when you move to the left, it's a hard turn to the left to the right, and you couldn't deal with that. But for a cheap drone, we're talking about the thing they wanted only $184, I think, Marcus, with the coupon. Like, it's a drone you could send out and really have a low risk of flying it over water or something like that, just
Right.
to get some casual video to fly around and have some fun. And that's
Yeah.
what I think they're best for.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that'll be fun.
The other point that I wanted to make, though, is, you know, those kind of drones, beginners buy them, and they are way harder to fly than a DJI drone or a FEMI drone or even a Hubsan drone. They're way harder to fly.
Yeah.
But you know, it's funny because Femi and Zeno, especially if they're going to build a Mini, they know exactly what they need to do to make that drone competitive. After, especially the Mini and the Mini 2 now, so it seemed like it would be, I don't say easy, but they definitely know what they have to do, you know, to make that drone attractive.
Okay, Johnny. So here's the deal: if they come out with a sub 250 gram drone, FEMI does, and it takes reasonable stabilized video,
Right.
and it doesn't have a crooked horizon, and you know there's no big flaw in it, and they sell it for $200 to $250, it will be a runaway hit.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, if it is, you know, the same old stuff, you know, you get it, and it's, you know, there's problems with the camera or horizon or FPV connection or whatever it is, like we've seen in the past with some Phoebe stuff. You know, there'll be people that'll buy it and they'll have ownership in it and they'll defend it.
Right.
But you know, it won't. They really have a high bar to get over what DJI is doing, and even from a price perspective, when you can still buy that original Mini, which is a great drone, for $400 frickin', that's you know, what are they going to sell that drone for?
Yeah, no lie. I mean, that's yeah. I mean, it's probably still the best starter entry drone to buy. I mean, it ain't even debatable, you know.
And it is a shame because, like my Fimi X8 SE, I love the way that drone flies. I love the controller. It's their flight controls. They're not quite at DJI level, but they're good. The thing flies good. It's powerful. What holds it back is the camera and the gimbal.
Yeah, and the connection. I mean, I know Build a Drone Reviewer always had bad connections, so
I've had a little of that, but I don't know. I've not had as much problems.
I personally haven't either. But
yeah.
So John, I know we get a lot of word about the FPV. So I know you kind of maybe backing out a little bit on it, right? Or you kind of hanging tight?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's basically known that my headset is not going to work with it. Okay.
Right.
So for me to get it, I would have to get the whole package again. I'd have to literally buy the whole thing again. And honestly, I'm really just more interested right now in some of the long range 4-inch and 5-inch FPV quads where you take like a D-case GoPro and you put it on there, or you buy one of those really lightweight cameras and you throw it on there and you fly that. Those have a GPS, they've got return to home, all that stuff. Now, I know it's not going to be the same as what DJI is offering, but I can get something like that, have more control over it, and it'll do what I want it to do, and I won't be locked into whatever DJI puts there. I'm not saying it's going to be a bad drone, but it'll be way cheaper, and I think I'll get what I want out of it. I think I'll get that long range kind of cruiser FPV quad experience that has return to home if I need it. I think I can get that either off the shelf or building one myself. They've really made strides in getting GPS FPV stuff working better and better just in the last few months. So that's what I'm looking toward.
Here's the leg up, John, that I think you have over people like me or say Johnny or Ray, and that's the fact that two things: you have the technical ability to build that drone, and by technical ability I mean understanding how it works, as well as being able to solder and put all that stuff together. And you've already climbed that mountain of learning all the FPV software. And I just don't know if I've got it in me to tackle all of that. Plus the time that it takes to do it. Now, if DJI can create a drone that will give me, say, 50% of that experience that you get, John, with an FPV drone, we haven't seen it yet, but it might be worth it to me. I mean, I don't know yet because we haven't seen it, but maybe. I'll tell you, one of the things that I'm excited about, we've talked about this before, is the speed. That thing is supposed to do 78 miles an hour, which is not as fast as a traditional FPV drone. But for somebody that flies a camera drone like me, that's freaking fast.
See, I completely see where you're coming from. For me, either buying one of these pre-built long range, which is probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy a pre-built, honestly, because there are so many good ones out there right now. And it ends up being cheaper to buy one of those. And if I need to change something on it, it's not a big deal. I would probably end up buying one of those. Sam Burns actually just bought the Flywheel Explorer version 2, which I've heard feedback from a lot of people that's doing fantastic. And it's under 250 grams. And the other one is called the Recon 5 from HDLRC. I think Captain Drone just reviewed that one. That one looks absolutely amazing. I'm actually considering either maybe building a Recon or, again, just getting one from them because, I've been thinking, and this goes back to some of the remote ID crap. We have so long to even think about worrying about that stuff. Why do I want to pigeonhole myself into the under 250 gram category? I'll just get a 5-inch quad and have the GPS on it and have way more power and everything else. Just do that. I'm thinking of just doing that. So in terms of flight time, still going to get like 20 minutes of flight time on all these little long range rigs. The batteries, they figure out how to make these things power efficient where you don't need a huge amount of power draw. You throw a lithium ion battery and boom, you've got 20 sometimes 30 minutes of flight. I think the Flywoo can fly for 30 minutes.
Wow.
So yeah, the
Wow.
Flywoo Explorer V2 can fly for 30 minutes. I feel like I would get bored flying.
That's a
at
long time in the air.
30 minutes. Like Bardwell was talking about, all the various long range rigs, and he's like, yeah, the Flywoo is going to fly the longest, but after 30 minutes, I think I'd get really, really bored. So it's since I've already climbed the mountain of dealing with Betaflight, I have Crossfire, I have all that stuff all set up. It actually ends up being cheaper for me to just do that and just use that stuff. My only problem right now is the camera situation. I'm really not looking forward to the possibility of busting open a GoPro and taking that out and doing all that. That is ridiculous. But if I have to do it, I'm going to do it. There's really no good option.
John, I asked Lauren, do you think if they'd have came out with something in the, say, I don't know, maybe $400 to $700 range at like a starter type kit, that might have been better in the in the long run?
But Johnny would have had the capabilities, though, is the problem. I'm willing to bet that they probably felt like they had to build that certain feature set into it.
Probably so.
And John, I think maybe I told you already, Beta got a hold of me and they're sending me a little RTF Whoop.
Mm-hmm.
And
Cool.
So I'm kind of excited about that because it'll at least give me a chance to try goggles. I may
Good.
goggles. I don't know. So at least I'll get to try it.
Yeah, the RTF kits are a good way to get started, just to get a feel for things. Yeah, you told me about that kit, and I think that's awesome. And you can fly with it indoors, and it's
right.
cool. That's cool. I'm glad you
Captain Ray,
I could see Marcus. He'll be going over to the dark side pretty soon.
There you go.
Well, listen, here's the thing, Ray, is when you listen to people, if you watched Ken Dono and Ken Heron talk about it the other day, they talked about, what it's like, because both of those guys went from camera drones to FPV, and they went into kind of detail about what that difference is. And I think Ken Heron said it best, or I believe he said it best. I don't know from personal experience, but he said, you know what? He said, flying an FPV drone is as close as you will get as an individual to being able to fly like a bird. That kind of struck a chord with me. So I am interested in it.
It really looks like a lot of fun. It does. It does. I wish I had the know-how and the technology. I'm not tech savvy. I'm lucky I could turn on the computer and never mind build a drone. But I give all the guys that do it a lot of credit. John, and you're one of the best.
Wouldn't you agree that's a big part of that? I mean, and buying that ready set drone, a ready to go drone is kind of the purpose.
And that's why for Ray, who maybe doesn't want to do all the computer crap and all that stuff, the DJI stuff, that'll be great. That'll be absolutely great. But for someone like me who's already invested in all this stuff,
right?
And then again, the fact that I now have to buy the whole thing again, sell my old goggles, it's like I just don't feel like dealing with it. I just don't think it's worth it for me.
Hey, gents, I got to get going. I got to get out and get some exercise. But thanks for having me on. And great.
Yeah, absolutely. August, thanks.
Take care.
I'm affecting to happen to get off myself. I didn't expect to be on this long, but yeah, no, I thank everybody for coming in.
We all keep signing in. All right. See you guys later.
But yeah, I just happened to pop in, and I'm going to go actually try to get my little walk in myself. But thanks, everybody. John, thank you for coming in. Captain Ray, I tried to get you early, but you were probably running around with your new boat there. But yeah, and tomorrow, guys,
thank you.
Yeah, tomorrow, guys, check out our show, 3 p.m. We got two great guests, Tropic UAV and Daddy of 13. So, yeah, we got international guests tomorrow.
Johnny, Ray, you guys take care. Stay safe.
Bye-bye, John. Bye-bye, everybody in the chat. Johnny, thanks for inviting me. I'll see you tomorrow.
Absolutely. We'll do it again.